Hello folks, welcome to Lexi IAS. In today's video, we'll be looking at the literature, military and religion of your Cholas. Alright, let's get into the video. Now, when it comes to military administration, see we've spoken in multiple other videos that Cholas, right, they're having huge command of regions, not just of India, now by India, southern India, right, more precisely there were also regions where we were extending towards the northern parts of India also, right. The regions were including from India, right, Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka, China, etc. Our influence was there spreading to all these regions, and for that influence, okay, we could have did the influence in multiple ways, via trade, via culture, okay, via your military, okay, expenditure. Right now by military expenditure, mostly military might, right, good amount of military had to be there for administration to run very smoothly, effectively and efficiently within, okay, within India. The administration had to be better. Now for the political influence to be stronger, similarly military administration also had to be very effective lines. So how was the military of your Cholas? The king was the supreme commander. Below him, okay, was the four most important components of your military, comprising of four arms. What are those? Cavalry, elephant, infantry, navy. All four was a major boost and impetus towards your military organization. Alright. Now, there was also presence of your bowmen and swordsmen. Compared to your bowmen and swordsmen were more preferred. Okay, they were of more permanent in nature. Alright. Now, when you look at it, what particular caste were these military people chosen from? Alright. See, now here the castes, one interesting feature is the castes here, they were chosen from different castes. Also, there were particular posts which were hierarchical also in nature. The army comprised of various castes. In that, okay, these two castes played a very significant role. Alright. Here, the strong military supreme commander was king. Alright. And sometimes it was princess, the next in line of prince. Alright. Now look at this, the swordsmen of more permanent and or of dependable nature. I'll discuss that. Chola army was stationed in local garrisons. They were called as kudagrams. Okay. Now, large number of palaces and fortifications. One thing if you observe with respect to Cholan Empire, that good amount of palaces, fortifications, alright. Now, when we say fortification, right, or influence, right, naming that this particular area belongs to me, which means my influence should be there strongly, either in the form of palace, either in the form of fortification, either in the form of temples, right. All of them will be used to indicate this area is belonging to me because my influence is strongly there in this region. Alright. Next, the weapons that they used, okay, were made of steel weapons, wood steel, swords, bows, javelins, spears and shields. Alright. Next, the Cholan navy, okay, we will discuss that in many other videos of your Cholans. Right, Cholan navy was the pinnacle of Cholan empire. They effectively utilized, okay, their naval maritime. Alright. Next, conquest of Ceylon Islands, naval raids on Srivijaya, all possible because of their naval might. Now, they supported this ancient martial art by the name Silambam. Alright. Look at this. Silambam where two people fight with sticks. Alright. This was more patronized during that point of time. Even today, there is the existence of Silambam. Alright. Next, look at the fortifications. Now, fortification or palaces or temples doesn't mean that, okay, they are just entrapments for the enemies, but also to give a clear indication to the people as well as the contemporaries that this zone belongs to me because this zone's influence has me. Alright. By me, I mean Cholan Empire. Alright. That was one main reason why fortifications or palaces were important. Now coming to the literature part of your Cholas. Now if you see, right, literature part of your Cholas, this is what increased the culture or cultural uniqueness, richness of Cholas was one main reason being literature. Alright. Now in literature, look at this. The imperial Chola era was called as golden age of Tamil culture. With respect to Cholan literature, one other thing we have to see is your linguistics. With respect to linguistics, what were the important linguistics that were in picture? One was Tamil, right? Sanskrit, also Telugu. All of these linguistics flourished during this period of time, and the literature, okay, also supports that. Largely, the influence was to Tamil. Alright. Now, look at this, the important works. Rajarajeshwara Nadagam. Right. Now, let's just have a look at this. These were the important works by the most important people. So at this point of time, these works, okay, whatever works we're discussing about, all has, okay, an aspect of how the social culture was, okay, how the society was, how the administration was, right? What was the value system of the society? What was the ethics of the society? Okay, at that point of time, when you say medieval history, right, there will be a continuity. Okay, how was that particular continuity of this Cholan Empire? We've seen Cholan Empire belongs to Sangam age, medieval age, later age, but we see continuity in all three. One can be through your literature. Alright, Buddhamitra wrote Veerasalyam. Okay, now there are multiple commentaries, right? This is one aspect you will observe in majority of the works, right? Already pre-written works ke liye, at this point of time, there will be a lot of commentaries on this. One such thing, now Tolkappiyam is written about the grammar, right? There are multiple commentaries on the Tolkappiyam telling, okay? And also, the Tolkappiyam specifies about your warfare ethics, indicating what, again, in this list, what will come? Warfare ethics. Understanding? Periya Puranam is a very important work. Periya Puranam is a very important work. Okay. Now another important work on the same lines is your Kamba Ramayanam. Okay. Next. Now, for example, Nanul. This covers all the 5 areas of grammar. Most importance here was given to your grammar and development of your grammar. Alright, which meant, okay, the literature was getting more and more priority, and which specifically Tamil literature. Okay, the Tamil literature was getting more and more importance and priority. Alright, there was significant developments with respect to Telugu literature also. Alright, we see Telugu poets such as Tekanna, Ketanna, Maranna, Somanna. Alright, so they are important Telugu poets also, and during the period of your Cholas. Next, there are important literary works. Great Tamil poets such as Kallandar, Kambar, Pugalendi, Uttukuttar, right? All these important poets are there with respect to Cholan times. Alright, Kallandar wrote Kalladam with respect to Lord Shiva, right? Indicating there were also religious works in the literature. Okay, one important thing you have to look at is there were religious works with respect to literature. What was the literature based on, if it is asked? It was based on religious works. Okay, some will be based on biographies, right? For example, Ula, Vikram Ula. Okay, how was the life cycle of this particular king? How was he when he was a kid? How was he when he was an adolescent? How was he when he was a king? Right? So different phases, the life cycle of a person is mentioned. Right? Another thing is, okay, we see literary works based on your heroes. Okay, there will be large number of songs based on him. Okay, and there will be large number of poems written in the praise of the heroes. Okay, there will be large number of literature written on the, okay, name of heroes. Alright, there are also certain secular works we see. Okay, then in the same literature section we also see with respect to the improvement of the literature in the form of grammar. Okay, we see these are the, okay, types of literature. Alright? Now if we have to club it in. Sivaka Sindhamani. Okay? Now there are books, okay, which are, now when we say religious works, these are not just for the spread of Hinduism or Shaivism, but also for other religions such as Jainism, Buddhism, right? There are different other religions and that specific books also written. See, one thing that is seen as a controversy is sometimes it is said that there were controversies that your Cholans were not fair towards the Vaishyas, or they were not fair towards the Vaishnavism, or vice versa, or towards other religion. Again, here when we say religious tolerance, it doesn't mean that there was complete tolerance. We see exceptions here and there. Jayam Kondan is written by Kalinga Tuparani during the period of Cholan King Kolatunga I. It is about your second Kalinga war, right? Ula, that is what we mentioned, the life cycle of Vikram. Okay, Chola is written in Vikram Chola Ula, Kolatunga Cholan Ula, Rajaraja Cholan Ula. Alright, the next Kolatungam Pillai Tamil is in praise of Kolatunga Chola. Saraswati Andadi, basically it is based on the praise of goddess Saraswati. Alright. Next, what was something that is specific of Cholan literature? Again, when we spoke about unique aspects, right? These were there for the contemporaries, but this was one of the pinnacle points or one of the most important points with respect to Cholan literature. That is, the literary styles here was different and evolving. Epics, Parani, Kove, Ula, right? Pillai Tamil, right? Writing of Mekritis. Okay, and also the literature was narrating, okay, historical incidents. The literature also narrates the historical incidents, and the way of narration, right, the way of narration also plays a very important role, which makes it very unique and specific. Alright, the next, singing of songs on religious heroes, right, this all could be also your war heroes, right? So new literary trends were emerging with respect to your Cholan literature. Alright. Next, we'll look at some other literary works. Kambar wrote Kamba Ramayanam. Now King Kolatunga III, your Cholan king, he gave something called as Kambanadu to Kambar. Okay, as an appreciation for Kamba Ramayanam. Alright. Next, the king also conferred the title Kavi Chakravarti for Kambar, right? Then look at this, Sekela wrote Periyu Puranam during the period of time of Kolatunga II, right? Pugalendi wrote Nalavenba, alright? Now, great epics, Yovalayapati, Kundalakesi, all these are during the period of your Cholan Empire, and these are the other important works to have a look at. Alright, so basically what we are trying to tell with these many number of literary works was that the literature and culture was intertwined with each other. As the literature increased, the culture was also increasing. It was becoming more rich. Culturally, it was becoming more rich and prosperous. Alright, next, we'll come to the education of Cholas. One thing is the Cholas laid extreme stress on education, right? Education played a very important role with respect to Cholas. Now, for example, right, the languages that would be taught, right, the literature, the grammatics for the literature, all those played important role. For example, your Vedas would be taught, your Sanskrit language would be taught, right? And then along with that, one important thing is mathematics would be taught, medicine would be taught. Alright, and for teachers teaching those subjects, alright, for them land grants would be given, right? So education played a very important role with respect to your Cholas. Right now, the Chola Empire, we also see how important temples were. Temples were also a place of learning. Temples, matas, all this will come into picture. Alright, look at this. Rajendra I during his period, a Vedic college, basically a Vedic center where Vedas, grammar and Vedanta were taught by 14 teachers. Alright, what we taught? Vedas, Sanskrit grammar, religion, philosophies, right? They were taught. Along with it, mathematics and medicine was also taught, right? The teachers were rewarded land for their service, as we have discussed, right? Education was prioritized. Temples and matas also flourished as zones of education and learning, alright? We'll have a gist at literature and military administration. The Cholas maintained a large army containing infantry, cavalry, elephants, right? Three limbs of the army. Venetian traveler Marco Polo says that the bodyguards of the kings. There is also another story, right? The Marco Polo, right? He tells that when the king, okay, the one thing was with respect to your Chola military, right? The soldiers were extremely loyal to the king. Now, when I tell this, again, this comes with exceptions, okay? You can see large number of loyalty, so much so that, okay, the soldiers would lay down their life for the king. Right now, that is the work of the soldiers, but the soldiers were so much so loyal to the king that, okay, the soldiers swore allegiance to the king with their life. That was the loyalty that was shown towards the soldiers towards their king. Alright. Now, literature, Tamil and Sanskrit languages flourished during the Chola period. Tamil literature witnessed a golden age. Kamba Ramayanam, Periya Puranam, Kalladam, Nalavan. Right? All these are important literary activities. Next, we'll come to religion. As we have discussed, religion was more of a tolerant nature in Chola Empire. That is, they were tolerant for other religions also. Why? Because we have discussed that trading class or merchant class is emerging. The major of their religion is nothing but your Buddhism and Jainism, right? Even though majority of the time you see Cholan people building large number of temples dedicated to Lord Shiva, okay, that doesn't mean that they claimed that Shaivism was the most important or Shaivism is the state religion, nothing as such, right? Again, time and again we have seen instances of intolerance or fight do coming up in the empire, alright, but to a large extent there was religious tolerance with respect to all other religion, and sometimes we also see Cholan kings and princes, right, giving land grants and donations for other religions also. Alright, look at this. Largely the Cholas practice Hinduism, or more specifically Shaivism. Alright, there was rise of Buddhism and Jainism also in the region. Largest number of temples were dedicated to Lord Shiva. Largest number of temples were dedicated to Lord Shiva. Alright, now look at this. Cholam King Aditya I constructed temples for both Shiva and Vishnu. Alright, Rajaraja Chola I was given the title Sivapadi Sekaran. Alright, again, it was not that they followed only Shaivism or they told their people to follow only Shaivism. There was, okay, considerable autonomy and freedom in the matter of religion and faith. Now, if you do like our content, subscribe to our channel, give us a like button and then share it along with your friends. Thank you.